Good morning, everyone. Today I will be discussing about Gilligan's moral development theory. So, who is Carol Gilligan? She is an American psychologist best known for her innovative views on the development of women's morality and sense of self, which she detailed in her 1982 book In a Different Voice. Gilligan was born on November 28, 1936 in New York City. She then developed her theory called Gilligan's Moral Development Theory. She is a former student of Lawrence Kohlberg, an American psychologist who developed theory of the stages of moral development, which she soon criticized as she introduced in her book entitled In a Different Voice, saying Kohlberg's theory based against women. Gilligan's moral development outlines how woman's morality influenced by relationship and women from their moral and ethical foundation based on how their decision will affect others. She said that women tend to develop morality in three stages. Gilligan's produced a theory and had three stages that would lead to the ethic of care and that would form from the foundation of the moral development. The the pre-conventional stage, the conventional stage, and the pre-conventional stage. The pre-conventional stage, in this stage, the moral judgment is entirely focused on the self and the needs to survive. When a conflict arises between the need of oneself, a woman will choose to address her own needs. The goal is the individual survival. The transition is from selfishness to responsibility. The conventional stage, in this stage, individual internalized norms about caring for others and neglecting oneself. It is more loving you more than me. Women prioritize selfishness and caring about others even if it means hurting or disgrace oneself. Example is standing up for your friend, for her not to be harmed. The goal of this self is sacrifice. The transition is from oneself sacrifice to truth. And lastly, the post-conventional stage. In this stage, individual becomes critical of the conventional on the conventional stage and learn the balance caring for oneself and caring for others. Women emphasize taking responsibility for consequences of their choices and gaining control of their own lives. Example of this: breaking in an uprising conflict, just like a referee stopping of a fight. The goal of this principle of non-violence, do not hurt others self. She found the idea care about the essential when considering the development of all people, and that's all humans value the ability to create and maintain relationship, and that the moral development theory of Carol Gilligan's. Moving on to our next topic, current research and pedagogical application, most commonly known as pedagogy. The approach to teaching is the theory and the practice of learning and how this process influenced by the social, political, and psychological development of learners. Pedagogy, taken as an academic discipline is the study of how knowledge and skills are imparted in educational context, and it's considered the interaction that taken place during learning. Pedagogical application from forms cognitive development is how humans acquire, organize, and learn to use knowledge. In psychology, the focus of cognitive development has often been only in the childhood. However, cognitive development continues through adolescence and adulthood. It involves acquiring language and knowledge, thinking, memory, decision making, problem solving, and exploration. Much of the research within cognitive development in children focuses on thinking, development, knowledge, exploring, and solving problems. Cognitive development means how children think, explore, and figure this things out. It is the development of knowledge, skills, problem solving, and this disposition which help children to think about the understand the world around them, create a cognitive psychological base on the learning process. Who create the pedagogical content knowledge is the combining of pedagogy and subject content knowledge, which Schulman re-emphasized in the 1980s. Lee Schulman was a teacher education researcher who worked toward expanding and improving knowledge about teaching and teachers' preparation. He posited that simply developing general pedagogical skills were insufficient. He believed the key that distinguishing the knowledge based on the teaching rested at the inter- intersection of content and pedagogy. He established that pedagogical content knowledge as teachers' interpretation and transformations of subject matter knowledge in the context of facilitating student learning. To summarize, Gilligan created a theory concerning women approaches towards feminism for the people around the world to be aware of the woman power and how they have the ability to stand for themselves. And pedagogy is the term explaining the early learning of child toward development. That's all for our topic today, and I hope you have learned something. Thank you for listening to me, and goodbye. Have a great day.